Welcome back to my channel, guys. A few months back, I made a video on Grindr Xtra, which is the premium membership of Grindr, meaning if you pay a fee, whether weekly, monthly, or I think even an annual fee, you get these extra features on Grindr through this subscription tier called Grindr Xtra. So I will link to that video up here somewhere if you're curious on more context of what that's like, that version of Grindr. Basically, I went in that video into detail on the features you get. And basically, I wanted to answer the question, is it worth it? Is it worth it to pay to use Grindr and have access to all these other features? Well, turns out there's also another premium membership tier called Grindr Unlimited, which, as implied by the name, has way more features, unlimited access, unlimited features. Now, for me personally, I have paid for Grindr Extra in the past. Grindr Extra is about 25 bucks a month. I have paid for that, but not consistently. Meanwhile, Grindr Unlimited is close to $50 a month. For me personally, that's where I definitely draw the line, like 50 bucks a month to use an app that's otherwise free. That's too much for me. I wouldn't want to spend that money. But get this. So I was on a boat ride here in Miami with a group of friends about a month ago. And I met this girl on the boat who asked me what apps I use. And so I said, the usual suspects, the Bumbles, the Tinders, the Grinders. And her eyes lit up when I said Grindr because turns out her sister works for the support team at Grindr. So she said, oh my God, I can get you a free month for their membership tier. Now, I thought it would be Grindr Extra. So I was like, oh, I mean, I already know what Grindr Extra is like, but sure, why not? A free month, right? I won't complain about free things. We love free things, right? Turns out it was actually for Grindr Unlimited. So the past, I guess, 28 days or so, I've had access to Grindr Unlimited, the top premium membership tier on Grindr. And it's been so interesting to compare this experience on the app. And I now totally understand how people get hooked on these services with apps that some of us, including me, might think like, oh my God, why would you pay for an app when you could get the free version? Like, are you that thirsty? Blah, blah, blah. But now I totally get it because you get used to the comfort of things like not having ads and having all these other features that I want to break down in this video for you now. So like I said, I kind of dissected Grindr Extra in that previous video, so I don't want to go too deep into that. But the main highlights of Grindr Extra are basically that you get to skip ads, which you'd be surprised how much you get used to that luxury of not having to, get bombarded with ads on Grindr. And by the way, I feel like they've increased quite a bit the last few years with ads on Grindr. I don't remember it being so ad forward. But anyway, so that's like the highlight feature in my opinion. But what you also get with Grindr Extra is access to way more profiles and way more filters. So essentially you can find more guys that you're interested in because you're not as limited by the grid on Grindr that with the free version, I believe only shows you about 100 profiles. But with Grindr Unlimited, as implied by the name, you have access to unlimited profiles. So there's no limit to how many you see on that grid. If you just keep scrolling, you'll see more guys. You have all the features from Grindr Extra, plus these extra add-ons. You also have incognito mode, which is interesting. So incognito mode, even though you're online on Grindr, nobody can see that you're online. Now you're probably thinking like, what's the point of that? But think about it. Haven't you ever talked to somebody on an app and you haven't gotten back to them, maybe don't want to get back to them yet for whatever reason, and you just want to respond to somebody else or see who else is online or just check things out? It's a way to be incognito. The other thing with Grindr is when you're online, it showcases you on the app. Like you're more likely to show up on the grid when you're online. So naturally, when you're online, you're more likely to get messages and get views from other profiles. Incognito mode allows you to just be in discrete stealth mode. There's a lot of guys, I guess, who use these apps to reach out to others, but they don't necessarily want to be seen or contacted proactively by others. The other neat thing about Grindr Unlimited is the unsend feature. So haven't you ever sent a message to someone on Grindr or any dating or hookup app, and you instantly regret it. It's like you said something stupid, a stupid joke, or you realize the tone could be taken the wrong way, or maybe you sent a naughty photo and you regretted it instantly. You can literally unsend a message, just like you can on Instagram or WhatsApp or iMessage if you have an iPhone. The difference here is you have to pay to have that feature, but it can come in quite handy. So I say all that to say, for me personally, spending about $50 a month on an app that is otherwise free, I'd rather spend my money somewhere else. But I now totally understand how people get hooked, because you get comfortable, you get used to these added bonuses. And I've used Grindr Extra before, where then I would cancel my subscription and I'm like, shit, I forgot about all these ads. It's kind of screwed up when you think about it, how manipulative all of this is. Like, these apps are designed this way. They have these trial periods, they have these discount codes, and people working at Grindr who send out these free trials, I guess. They do this because they know that once you get a taste of an experience like this on an app, you're more likely to get hooked, right? It's all psychological. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Have you ever used Grindr Unlimited, or really any premium membership tier on any app? It doesn't have to be Grindr, it could be Tinder, it could be Bumble. All of these apps need to make money, right? They make money through ads. They also make money through these like loyal members, I guess, of these apps. I'm so curious. Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you have used these tiers. Do you still use them, and why? And if you don't, I also want to know what you think about this. Catch you guys next time.